everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the best teams to use in Gems of War in version 2.0. All of these teams will be different than the ones I showcased in the previous videos, because these are ones that are capable with all the new things that have happened since version 1.09, such as Glacial Peaks, the introduction of Mythics, and quite a few event troops. I've waited this far into 2.0 to actually do this video because I've been waiting for some key Mythic buffs, as well as a troop that just came out a couple hours ago to put into one of the teams. So let's get into this. I'll be showing 6 teams in this. So let's go up against a normal Goblin team, and we'll start off with the first team of Mercy, War, Inferno King, and Stargazer. This team, of course, is based primarily around War and Inferno King to be able to buff each other up. On this first move, in most cases, you would use the Stargazer on your Mercy and then just keep using it on your War, but you can just use it on War from the start. Also, if it's a better move right there, like you can see we're getting an extra turn off it, you might as well just use the Mercy right away instead of the Stargazer. So we'll get that right off the bat. And from here, we are going to... I can't take that. And we're just going to Stargazer it. Use it on... let's just go on Mercy.
Watch over us.
And we'll take that.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
And from here, probably take the skulls to make sure that Goblin doesn't get to attack us. We're 1 mana short. Oh, actually, we're 1 mana short on both of them. I didn't even notice that. Wow.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
So, yeah. Let's see. Just gonna leave us 1 mana short this whole time, aren't they? Okay, we'll take that. Make sure he doesn't take greens. He'll take those reds. That way.
Surge.
We'll take that. And we'll take our mana in some direction here. Probably right here.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
He'll take the skulls. Or the other skulls. One of the skulls he'll be taking.
Mana surge.
And that little shuffle right there just made it so we can't get an extra turn off of Famine. I mean, off of Inferno King. I don't believe we can. So we're just going to use our War. So this is going to do a lot of damage because it boosted by his attack. We didn't use the attack buff initially on him, so it didn't kill, but that's still a lot of damage. And now we'll make sure that this AoE on this will be able to kill whenever we can cast it. And the board is not wanting to align to an extra turn. That is not wanting to do right now. So we're just going to buff up War. It'll probably give him skulls, but that doesn't matter.
Mana surge.
Actually, we get skulls off it.
Mana surge.
So get that up. It's fine if your Mercy dies. This team is just to have Mercy up front to make sure that War doesn't die. Because War is a bit squishy for a Mythic, or for anything for that matter. And hopefully he'll stop looping anytime now. We all know Goblin teams do that a lot if you don't have like a freeze or something on them. So that's why we had Mercy up front.
Mana surge.
And if we can ever cast this, I think I might just have to use it. There we go, we can finally cast it. And that should end this too. We'll get the skull right there, and then we'll get that skull.
Mana surge.
Yeah, and then once you kill off your Mercy, you basically just won instantly, because War will basically one-shot everything between the double damage on Pyro plus the armor piercing. So let's go into this next one. This next one is actually probably my favorite team now because it was just buffed a couple hours ago. It is a Maul team, similar to a one I showed last time, but it uses the Great Maul, Bone Dragon, Deep Borer, and Famine. And I do not want to face another Goblin team. I might have to though. Let's see, is this team any good? That's good enough. So let's show it with this. Loading. Okay. And of course, take skulls because we want that devour chance.
Mana surge.
And from here, reds and blues are best because we want to try getting our deep borer up. It doesn't seem like we'll be able to, so we'll take these browns.
Surge.
We got reds there that we can take. He'll take him though.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
And now we just need a blue or red. And we'll take these skulls instead.
Mana surge.
And it already has that up, but we'll do this.
Mana
Deny both
surge.
his manas that he's creating. And we'll also get our deep borer up. He should miss this. It might hit though. Let's see. Nope, it hit. Not anything important though. He can't get an extra turn with him, most likely. Nope. Didn't get anything with it. Okay. So there's not many brown on the board, but we are going to have to do it. Probably over here. Get more mana instead of just this useless skull damage. That few skull isn't going to do too much.
Mana surge.
So now we have everything up except Famine. So from here, let's see. We're not going to devour yet. We're going to use this. Use on hero. We got that devour, so I lied. We just got that devour.
Mana surge.
And we'll take the skulls this way to make sure we can get both of them. And then we will devour the stronger one. Then we'll just use deep borer next turn, and that will be the game. Let's use on the one that has less browns. If you wonder, I normally use my deep borer all the way to the right or left. This is mostly to make sure that the board has more browns on it, because it basically just makes the board smaller. If you do it like something like right here or right here, you basically have two boards here. This over to the left and then this over to the right. If you use it all the way to the right or left, it then makes the board smaller for a higher chance to get an extra turn. And then I just use it on the side that has less browns. This side is 2 browns, this side is 1. So let's use it over here. That's how you use deep borer.
Mana surge.
And let's just use this, and that should be the game. Yep. Extra turn 2, even had extra damage. We needed it. So that is that team. And it's actually my favorite team right now, so you should definitely try it out if you happen to have all of them. Unfortunately, that is a pretty heavy team. 2 legends, a rare, and a mythic. And it is still early in this event week. It actually just reset a couple hours ago, so we are going through that right now. I just have to click through this, go back. And let's do this one. This one is a much better team. Let's see what we're facing it with. Oh, we are facing it with a pretty common map team right now. This is the main team that I've been using all the past weeks. I might actually switch over to this Great Maul team with the Famine, since Famine actually just got extremely buffed recently with the 2x ratio and the reduced mana cost. And his legendary trait got buffed 2 by 1. So he's been extremely buffed. But yeah, this is the traditional all map, or the double mab Valkyrie team that's pretty common. It's also used with Gorgotha up front if you want. That's the other alternatives I also see quite a few people using for those heavy skull teams. Because if someone has a heavy skull spamming team, it can die pretty easy if you have a Soothsayer up there. But I find Soothsayer to be better because it's quicker with the Empowered from the start. You get mana, you get that double magic because it gains 1 magic for its ability, and then another magic because the Queen Mabs have Arcane. So you can get a lot more magic that way. But Gorgotha works too. So let's get into this. Soothsayer is also a lot cheaper since it's a rare and not a legendary. So if you're newer to the game. Also, this event week has that brown green, so I mean brown yellow. So a lot of people will probably be getting their Mauls and Gorgothas up this week, or Famines if they have them. Okay, it's gonna do that. It's gonna miss for the most part. It's gonna get some mana, but it didn't get any extra turns. Oh, never mind, I lied. Okay, it better not get that Devour. We could actually lose this. That'd be sad if I lost this in the best teams video. Normally I would want to use this to take these skulls, but I can't take these skulls right now. So we're gonna have to go with something else. I can't get an extra turn off the blues either. Actually, I can. I'm going to use it on brown.
Mana surge.
We're still left with the same problem, though. I can't use Soothsayer to deny those skulls, so we can't get them. And I don't want him getting them, so I kind of have to take these skulls. And I can't take it that way, or I'll still get a skull. So I need to take it that way, and I'm just scouting out the rest of the board. And there doesn't seem much else I can do, so I'm going to have to take that.
Mana surge.
Gives our Valkyrie up. We'll be able to cast that somewhere.
Mana surge.
Okay. It might seem like we're almost going to lose right now with that, but there's this is where the Queen map team works really well, especially against Maul, the Great Maul and things like that. So let's use this. We'll then use this, or take this, and then we'll convert the greens. And from here, we basically just won the match.
Mana
Because
surge.
we'll be able to cast Mab, cast the other Mab, and then just take the rest of the mana that's on the board. So now one more Mab cast and we won. I don't see any other moves that we can do, so I'm going to take out the one purple that's left on the board. We'll take the skulls, and we'll just take the mana, and then we're 1 mana short. And then we'll take that. And that will be the game as long as it doesn't trigger Immortal. Oh, of course. It likes to troll you like that, just immortaling when it has no chance of winning. But now we need to kill it again. Reds, no. Greens, no. I don't think I can use it anywhere this time. So let's use the browns. It'll give them skulls, but it should place us in a position where we can take these. And we'll take those blue. Oh, aw, it just moved the blue, so I can't take them, but that's fine. We've got the Valkyrie cast. Use it on the reds.
Mana surge.
Those skulls just drop, so we can't take them. I'll just double cast this, and then take a skull. And hopefully he actually dies this time. And we'll take the skulls right there. Okay, he didn't revive again. That's good. So yeah, that's probably one of the most common teams right now. That and with the Gorgotha up front. Next one is... Oh, we're up against a Famine. Actually, we're almost up against that exact same team I used, except he's using Herald of Chaos instead of Bone Dragon. So this is actually really good, since he's using such a good team right now. We'll actually get to see how it goes. So yeah, let's go and use this Rani team. This one is actually what I was waiting for on the event, because this guy just came out a couple hours ago. He gives armor to an ally and then the split damage. So since they both use green, it'll just be able to buff Rani and then just keep casting like that. So let's go. And the two up front are mostly for mana and for defending support. Like that Maul might get a devour off. These guys are up front just to make sure that's not too big a deal. Also, we have the Dryad up there who's going to be giving shield to our Rani to make sure it doesn't take any damage. So from here, we do want purples. Hopefully I'll get a surge on that other purple match,
Mana surge.
which we can't get an extra turn off of, but I will take it not that way, this way. And we didn't get a surge, which is bad because we don't have any more purples we can take, and we're blocking it with the yellow. So we'll take his browns. And now we got our purples, so now we can start getting this a little bit started.
Mana surge.
At this point, we can use it on reds. We're not using reds, so that would actually be ideal right now. Take those reds.
From the life of the earth.
Mana surge.
And let's see, what do we do from here? We could take skulls. I'm actually going to let the Great Maul get an attack off, though. Hopefully the Great Maul doesn't hit the Rani. That is one big counter to this team that I just created here. But it likely won't. I'm pretty sure it won't. If it does, then yeah, that will be absolutely horrible for us.
Mana surge.
Hit that. Hit our Dryad. Don't you dare. Thank you. That works too.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
But yeah, like I said, this is actually one of my favorite teams right now, except with a Bone Dragon there instead of Herald of Chaos. But Herald of Chaos works too if you don't have Bone Dragon. Okay, so now that the Great Maul has cast, there's nothing that can really just kill us out. So we're going to give our shield over to our Rani. And from here, we have our combo up, which is a really devastating combo. Before I do that, though, I am going to take these skulls. I don't want the Maul getting another Devour. And we got an extra turn off it, so we didn't even waste. Plus, we got some more skull damage, so that worked really well. What we're going to do is buff up our Rani. And that will split damage all of them. The damage does do it after the armor buff. So he does the armor and then he gives the armor and then he does damage. So even if they have no armor, he'll still do 16 split damage. So he is pretty good. He also allows a lot of high armor troops to be viable who don't normally do that much because true damage kills them out.
Mana surge.
Okay, so from here we're going to cast for Rani and then we're going to re-shield. Probably using the shield on herself to make sure we don't die. Because that'll make sure we can block one whole Great Maul attack. So right here, we're just going to use this on herself.
Let Mother Earth replenish your life.
And we got Rani back up, so with an extra turn too, so that's its death right now. And that is that team. It's actually a pretty easy team to obtain early game too. The only really hard card to get in it is Green Steer, because Rani you can get for the quest line at the end of Forest of Thorns. And the Tacet Warrior you get for this event week. So it's pretty easy to obtain. And of course, if you're watching this past this event week, it'll probably be in the game a couple weeks from now. Also, it seems like that glitch with Frenzy is occurring right now, and it keeps replaying that Frenzy animation sound. I thought they fixed that, but it should end any moment now. And now we're against the other pretty common team of Soothsayer, Double Mab, and Valkyrie. So let's use our last team on that. Okay, that sound better. Stop. Okay, stop. Okay, actually we have two more teams. We have the Green Seer Giant Spider combo with a more Famine focused team. We also put in that Queen Mab because Queen Mab is pretty strong right now. And when you notice we set the banner on double green, this is to make sure on in 2 matches we can fill up our Giant Spider, because that means in one surge he will gain 8, and then on the other match he'll gain that other 6. So that will be able to fill him up in 2 turns if we get lucky enough. So like right there, we got that surge, and next match we'll be able to fill him up. And from this point we'll take the reds, and we can actually start looping already. Take the red. And from here, we want to convert a color that is not green, that will give us purples. That seems to be brown. So now we already just re-looped. We have that ability back up. And from here, there's a couple things we could do. I'm going to convert the yellow.
Mana surge.
And from here, we are going to convert the blue.
Mana surge.
And now we kind of have to do something other than convert. Because I don't want to have to convert purple. You normally want to save that for the end, just to make sure you don't pick out all the colors you need. So from right here, I am going to let it take skull damage. We're going to use Queen Mab and then Famine. Just to make sure Queen Mab gets her extra damage, and then Famine will be able to get his extra damage as well. So, purple. Can we convert purple still? Yes, we can. So we're going to use that. Use it on the brown. And now we have both of them up again.
Mana surge.
Just keep letting it take skulls. It doesn't matter if it does. Oh, let me take that first though.
Mana surge.
Now we let it take skulls.
Mana surge.
And from here, we use Queen Map first, so it does more damage. And then use Famine second to make sure it gets all its damage as well. Before I do that, I'm going to convert these browns though.
From the life of the earth.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
And then I'm actually going to convert my greens, which I said not to do. But it's starting to get lower or towards the end of the match, so it doesn't matter. And from here, I will take that. And just keep taking extra turns until there's none left. And now we'll just use Queen Map and finish it. I probably could have done that a little while ago. But yeah, that's that team. You just keep looping between Green Seer and Giant Spider as you feed the other two. Use Queen Map first, and then follow it up with Famine to make sure they both get their full damage potential. Don't do it in reverse order, or you're going to be taking out both of their damage potential. It does a lot more if you use Queen Map first and then Famine. But sometimes, of course, you'll still have to use Famine first if you really need that mana drain to stop something like a Great Maul cast or something like that. So now we're on to this last team. We're going to be using a Marrowlift team. Marrowlift is actually pretty popular in the early game because she always does 6 true damage and gains 6 attack regardless of her level. So that's actually pretty good. What we're actually going to be utilizing with this team is the amount of gems she destroys. She destroys 18 regularly, but we actually put in Mad Prophet, who's been added in this game recently, who does gives all allies 5 mana. He can only cast this once, but he then gives all of them 8 mana as well. So 5 magic and 8 mana, which will basically fill everyone and then give them a lot more damage. Gorgotha will basically explode the entire board, and Cyan will be able to do a lot more damage than he currently does. And basically with all the casts that Marrowlift will be doing with 23 destroy gems, it'll be able to keep replenishing the team with abilities. Plus it also uses 3 daemons, so we are getting those extra bonuses of that 2 attack. Also, something I forgot to mention with this previous team, not that team, with this previous team, with the Rani, which something that actually made it pretty good too, is it gains an extra 2 life, 2 armor, 1 attack for having 3 Forest of Florence, plus it gains an extra 1 magic for having 3 Fey troops, all right there. So that's actually what made this team really good as well. So let's go over to this last team of Marrowlift, and let's get into this last battle. We're kind of against the same team. It's an all-Daemon team. Yeah, Gorgotha up front with all Daemons is actually pretty common as well, which is kind of what we're using, just in a slightly different order with a Mad Prophet. Okay, so mana for the most part, you do want to be rushing purple, which is, I believe I said, a double purple banner for this, if I'm not mistaken. You either want to rush purple, or actually you can basically rush everything other than your Scion.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
So we got a lot of cascades there, so we're starting to get our mana replenished. We'll take these reds, get all of our other mana.
Mana surge.
And now we can start getting things started. Now that we, because we set that banner to +2 purple, we're getting another purple off of our Scion. So that means we're getting a total of 9 purple per surge. And since he takes 18 mana, we can, in theory, get him up in 2 matches. So that is really quick to be able to get him up. So we use that. That gives us basically all of our mana. We'll use this mana drain first. Just to take out all of their mana, or 5 of all of their mana.
Mana surge.
And then we'll start on this. This will destroy 23 gems, which is like 1/3 of the board. So that is extremely effective now that we have it higher like that. So what will we do? We just mana drain them again, and then just recast this. If we need, we'll just cast Gorgotha with that explosion, and we'll just basically keep looping this until they're dead. We can leave skulls. We have a Gorgotha up front, so it doesn't matter. Plus, we got that extra turn. At this point, we use Gorgotha, get all of our manas back up. No extra turn, but he won't be able to do much on the board. Of course, we'll take these skulls because it's extra turn. Then we'll just mana drain again. And we'll just keep looping, go right back to Marrowlift.
Mana surge.
That'll get a double kill. And we have our Gorgotha back up. Basically, once you cast your Mad Prophet, everyone on your team will always have mana. That's how this team kind of loops. And you basically just loop between these 3 troops to always have mana on you.
Mana surge.
So we'll just cast this off, and that will be this game. Oh no, don't you dare. It just got off Death Pack. So once again, we're going to have to kill something because of that 25% chance of that. So let's keep looping this.
Mana surge.
And is that enough to kill? No, it's a little bit short, but we are going to have to cast it. Cast this, and then we'll finish it off with the Marrowlift. Yep, I just left that there. That's not that that will matter at all. And then we'll finish it off. Yeah, so that is some of the best teams that you can use right now in Gems of War. If you have any of your own that you didn't see in this video, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. If you enjoy this, leave a like. And I hope this was helpful. These were basically the best ones I can think of, so definitely leave some own if yours were different. And I guess I'll see you in the next one when I do this again for version 2.0. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.